Hello, everyone. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. It would really help the channel out quite a bit. Thank you very much.
The Skelly Oil Company presents Captain Midnight. Captain Midnight, brought to you 5 times each week by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. The Skelly Oil Company, you know, was the originator of tailor-made gasoline. And now, climb into the cockpit, fasten your safety belt, snap on your pilot's helmet and flyer's goggles. You're going to get a flying lesson right now. First, here's something every young flyer should know. Ask any experienced airplane pilot why he always fills his gasoline tanks before he leaves his plane in a cold hangar overnight. Now, perhaps you didn't know that. Yes, flyers always see to it that their gasoline tanks are filled up if the plane is going to be left standing in the cold. And here's why. A full tank will not collect water vapor. And you know, water vapor will condense and freeze in the fuel lines, in the fuel pump, or in the carburetor bowl. Of course, frost or ice any place between the gasoline tank and cylinders may kill the engine. And of course, no flyer can afford to have his engine die on him. Now, the same thing is true of drivers. No driver wants his car engine to die on him either. And we all want our cars to start quick every time. So if your car is going to stand in a cold garage overnight, remember this tip I've just given you. Don't let your car stand in the cold with an almost empty gasoline tank. Fill it up first and avoid trouble. Now, you boys and girls listening in, Dad may not know about this. Well, why don't you tell him? And tell him this, too. When he's driving a car in winter weather, tell him to use gasoline that's weather right. Drive up to a Skelly service station and fill up with Skelly Aeromax. Because Skelly Aeromax gasoline is tailor-made for your weather. It's weather right for your car because it's tailor-made to fit the weather in each part of the country where it's sold. So remember, I've given you 2 ways to get faster starts and fewer stalls in cold weather. In winter, always fill your tank before letting the car stand overnight in a cold garage. And then, the other tip I gave you is, fill her up with Skelly Tailor-Made Aeromax, the gasoline that's weather right for your car. And now to Captain Midnight. The famous pilot and Chuck Ramsey are imprisoned in the underground water chamber of the Aztec Temple, together with their deadly enemy, Ivan Sharp. The criminal had planned to escape for himself, but when he learns from Captain Midnight and Chuck that his former chief pilot, Von Griff, and Senor Lotro are in the temple, he realizes he, too, may be doomed. Above, in a different part of the temple, unaware of any danger, are the rest of Captain Midnight's party. As our scene opens today, we find Lutro and Von Griff crouched together in a dark passageway. Listen as Lutro says.
Did you get the time wandering? You bet I did. My watch has a luminous dial, and I looked at it when we heard Fury and her father talking. How much time is there left? 5 minutes. 15-minute period will be up at 12 o'clock. But we'd better be careful. Fury Sharp may hear us. No, she won't. Not over the roar of that waterfall. We'd better get going, hadn't we? See, we will start right now. Now listen. She's down this passageway in a small alcove. Yes, where the controls for that water chamber are. See, and we must keep her away from them. We must sneak upon her carefully, noiselessly. We haven't got much time left. Come on.
Who's that? Is that you, Galdo?
Hold on. Hey, I've got her. You can't stop that. Hold on. I haven't got any time to lose. Quick, let's tie her up. We haven't got any rope. Here's what you do. You sit on her and tear my shirt to pieces. Good idea. Now then, I'll tie your ankles. Sinew, if you will not scream, I will take the hand away. But if you do scream, I will shoot you through the head.
There you are. Very well, I will be quiet.
I've got her ankles tied. How about her arms? Yes, they are behind her back. Tie the wrists. Now she won't be able to get away.
So it is you, Van Grief. How could you do this thing?
That's a good one. What about you and Shark? What about what you were going to do to me?
You are mistaken, Van Grief. Ivan and I intended no harm to you.
Don't tell me that. I could see it coming.
How much time is there left?
About 2 minutes.
Quick, Godfrey. Trying to pick that lever.
Come back here.
Lever, senorita. It is not to be moved by you.
Please, I beg of you. Ivan is down there. The water is rising. I will do anything you say.
The time is not up yet, senorita. It is not up until 12 o'clock.
You know about that?
Of course we do. We heard you and your father talking.
Oh, don't you see? You have over a minute left.
Listen, Van Grief, and you, Lutro. When it becomes 12 o'clock, you will move the lever. You will do so because if you do, a great fortune will be yours.
Listen to that, Lutro. She's talking business. It's about time.
Yes, Van Grief, I am listening. But Senorito Shark, what kind of a proposition do you offer us?
I will make you a good one, and Ivan will back me up. We will split the profit of the cattle with you, and we will give you 1/3 of the Perada treasure.
Do you have the Perada treasure in your possession, senorita?
No, but Ivan knows where it is.
Yeah, but so do I, senorita. Why should we bother with you?
That's the way to talk. Why should we split with you and your father?
But you cannot do this, Van Grief. Think of what Ivan has done for you. You cannot do this to him.
Be quiet, senorita, or I will silence you forever.
And another thing. Captain Midnight and that kid Chuck Ramsey are down there, too. I've got no love for them either. This is a good chance to finish them all off together.
What time is it? Quick, look at your watch.
Gee, I would like to know that also. What time is it, Van Grief?
It is 5 seconds before. Now, it is 12 o'clock.
Oh, push the lever. I beg of you.
The answer is no, senorita.
How I would like to look into that chamber down there. What a great pleasure it would give me to see Ivan Shark gasping for breath with his nose against the ceiling, and then to hear him gulping in water against his will.
Stop it. I cannot do it.
Yes, this Ivan Shark has done much worse to many men.
I'll say he has. If you knew how he's made some men die. And this daughter of his is worse even than he is.
It's a lie. Do not believe him, Senor Lutro.
This is certainly one for the book, Lutro. Here are Ivan Shark and Captain Midnight, enemies all their lives. And now they are facing eternity together in the same water-filled room.
My amigo, that is indeed the interesting situation. I would like to listen to the last words they will say to each other. Look, mi amigo, what is the time now?
It is almost 2 minutes after 12.
They should be done for very soon, eh? But we should give them another minute to be very sure.
Yes, another minute.
But what has been happening in the water chamber below? We go back in time several minutes. Ivan Shark, you remember, has just discovered from Captain Midnight and Chuck that Von Griff and Senor Lutro are in the temple. The water has now risen above their shoulders. Listen as Shark cries out.
I should have known it. It is the end. There is no hope.
What are you talking about? What difference does it make whether Lutro and Von Griff are in the temple or not?
Huh? There's no difference, Captain Midnight. Now, nothing can make any difference now.
You weren't very glad to hear about Lutro and Von Griff, were you, Shark?
It does not matter, gentlemen.
You could explain all this. But perhaps it is too late.
Gee, Red, this water's getting up around our necks. Can't we do something? It's getting pretty cold, but I can stand it for a while yet.
Spoken like a brave boy.
You stay between Shark and the door, Chuck, and keep that gun above the water. Aim it at Shark's head. You, Shark, you stay where you are. If he moves, Chuck, pull the trigger. One thing more. If he starts to sink down into the water, shoot fast. He may try some trick on you.
Well, what are you going to do?
I'm going back to the end of the chamber again. Keep that flashlight in your left hand and keep it on Shark.
You never give up, do you, Captain Midnight?
No, and I never will. Now watch you, Shark.
You bet I will.
I really feel very sorry for you, Ramsey. But then I don't see why I should. If you had tended to your own business, you would not have come to such an untimely end.
I'm not dead yet, if that's what you mean.
No, Ramsey, not yet. But you can look at your wristwatch and count the minutes until you will be.
If you're trying to divert my attention, it won't work.
I will look at my watch. Let us see. It is now 2 minutes of 12. You probably have 5 minutes of life left, depending on how much air you can hold in your lungs.
We'll get out of this yet.
Such sublime confidence amazes me.
All right, Chuck, all right. Has he moved?
My dear Captain Midnight, I assure you that everything you do is futile.
Oh, gosh. The water, it's up to my mouth.
Hold steady, Chuck, hold steady. What time is it?
It's almost 12 o'clock.
Almost 12 o'clock. And by the stroke of 12, we will be off our feet. And by 5 minutes after 12, there will be an end. Yes, an end to the three of us.
It's 12 now.
Yes, it is 12 o'clock. Look! Look!
Truck dived under the water before I could fire at it.
Yes, quick. Get over to the door. Come on, both of us.
I might bite it. It hasn't budged.
Yes. The shark can't stay under this water very long. All right, now keep your gun above the water there. That's it.
Oh, gosh, I'm having a hard time. I can't keep both my gun and flashlight up. I'm almost off my toes.
Here. Give me that flashlight. That's it. All right, now keep that gun above the water. Do you hear?
Oh, listen. Shark must know some other way out. Maybe there's a secret entrance which he's opened under the water.
Yes, that could be true, Chuck. If he doesn't appear in a few seconds, I'll dive down and try to find him.
I feel something below me. It must be Shark.
Look out for a knife.
I'm swimming now.
Oh, wait a minute. Stay by the door. I'll get over closer to you there.
The water's coming awfully fast now. The top of my head's almost to the ceiling.
Wait a minute. Look out, Chuck. There's Shark again.
I see him. My gun's pointed at him.
Did not open. The door did not open.
Ah, so your little scheme didn't work, huh? You were awfully anxious about 12 o'clock, weren't you? But now it's past 12, and that door's still closed. Somebody failed you, Shark, or double-crossed you.
Joey! Joey, can you hear me? Pull the lever!
Listen, he's crawling fury.
Yes, and I begin to see, Chuck. His plan is misfired. He's really terrified.
Open that door, Joey! Get me out of here! Am I to die like a trapped rat? Listen, Ramsey. Fire that gun!
Don't do it. It won't do any good, Chuck.
The water. It's almost up to the ceiling.
Get me out of here, Fury! You've got to get me out! What's happened to you? Why don't you move the lever? Quickly, before I die!
All right. Now, Chuck, now. Listen to me. Put your gun in your pocket. Take a long breath and dive down. Try to keep your hand clutched to my shirt. All right, come on, Chuck!
Well, what can be happening in that terrible water chamber? What has Captain Midnight found out in his investigation of the far end of the chamber? Is there any conceivable way that he and Chuck Ramsey can escape? Tune in tomorrow to Captain Midnight. Now, here's an important question. Is your family car really safe for winter driving? Well, it pays to be sure, you know. So why not take advantage of Skelly's free inspection service? Just drive in any place where you see the big red, white, and blue Skelly sign. Let the Skelly man check over your car from headlights to taillights. He'll test your battery and fill it with distilled water. He'll inflate your tires and tell you about any dangerous cuts in the fabric. He'll test your windshield wipers and lights. He'll check the lubricant in your transmission and differential and test the antifreeze in your radiator. Now, this expert inspection service doesn't cost you a cent. And if you need a few things to make your car really safe for winter driving, things that will save you time, trouble, and perhaps a big repair bill, your Skelly man has them for you. They are all premium quality Skelly products, and they cost you no more than you pay for many ordinary grades. So, you fellas and girls who are listening, remember to tell your dad or mother about the free inspection service at your Skelly service station. And don't forget to tune in again tomorrow, same time, same station, for further transcribed adventures of Captain Midnight. Brought to you by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. Is Ivan Shark trapped and left to die, the only victim of his plot against Captain Midnight and Chuck Ramsey? Have these two really found a way to escape? Be sure to listen tomorrow. Until then, this is Don Gordon, your Skelly man, saying goodbye and happy landing!